Good morning, Jenna. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jim. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So, Jenna and Jim, we're both physiotherapists here at Spinal Physio, and we're going to run through 6 of the best strengthening exercises for snowboarding. So, we're getting quite close to the season, and it's time to build up some strength. So, it generally takes at least 4 to 5 weeks to build up some kind of strength, but ideally over a 6 to 7 week period. Okay, so that's what we're going to aim for today as a starting point. Okay, so first one I'll get you doing, I'll get you to have a lay onto your back. And I'll get you to bend both your knees up. So we're going to do what we call a bridge. So what this involves is targeting muscles in and around the hips and coming down towards your feet here. So I'll just get you to straighten your legs for me there, Jenna. Good. And I'll get you to go hands on hips. So what I want you to think about, as we're going through this movement, I want you to think each segment of your back coming up in order. So we want to do this nice and slow. Okay, so when you're ready here, I'll get you to start to tip up towards your head. Keep going. Pausing there, and then coming back down again. Good, and again. Excellent, and then come back down. How does that feel, Jenna?
Yeah, that feels good.
Good. Okay, so once you get comfortable with that, I think we can progress to a single leg bridge. So what I'll get you doing, I'll get you to float this leg up. Good, relax here. Still keeping hands on hips. Exactly the same movement again for me, Jenna, where each segment coming up in order there. Good, pause, and then coming back down. Okay, so you can see a little bit more of a challenge?
Much, yeah.
Yep, and again. Okay, I'll get you to keep doing that, Jenna. So what we're aiming for is at least 8 reps. So once we get comfortable with your double leg bridge, that's when we can progress to your single leg in terms of numbers and sets, okay? Okay, not too bad?
Not too bad.
Okay, next exercise that we're going to do. I'll get you having a lay onto your side, facing me. So we're going to do what we call CLAMS. So this one is where we're going to target individual muscle at the back, so your glutes. So we really need that to be strong for your snowboarding, okay? So I'll get you to stack hips, knees, ankles on top of one another, and I'll get you tipping forward ever so slightly. Okay, so we'll come back to your top hand onto your hip there. What I want you to think about is lifting your knee at the top here, away from your other knee, and just rolling your ankles on top of one another. Good, and back down. Yep, and again. Okay, so keep going like that for me, Jenna, without moving your hip backwards. So a common one that we see here in the clinic is people rotating their hip, and then they lose that movement of what we're trying to target at the back there. How does that feel, Jenna?
Yeah, good.
Good. Okay, keep going there. Okay, pause there for me. So a nice way to progress that, stay as you are. So if we add in a small weight, 1 to 2 kilos to start with, and then we'll get you to do the same thing again, Jenna. Good, and then coming back down. And again. Excellent, how does that feel?
Yeah, that's harder.
Yep, good. Okay, I'll get you to have a stand up for me there, please, Jenna. Okay, Jenna, you did really well on the bed there, but now it's time to progress to some standing exercises.
Yep.
And we'll add in what we call the crab walk, okay? So I'll do this with you. So to start with, if you go feet shoulder width apart, I'll get you to go soft knees, hands behind your back, and leaning forward at the hips, good. And what we want to do is take very small steps to the right. So nice and slow to start with. We just want to get a sense of that balance in and around the hips. We want to be even through your lower back there. Good. And after every sort of 6 or 7, I'll get you to stand up, give your back a little bit of a break, and then good time to reset once more. So feet shoulder width apart, soft knees, and bending right the way forward to the hips. We're going to go back to the left. So small steps, good. Okay, fairly comfortable there?
Yeah.
Good. Right, so to progress that, we need to start to add in your THERABAND. So that's where some resistance can be a nice one, and we're really targeting the muscles in and around the hips there. So just come over for me slightly, Joe. Good. Okay, so this one is a good one to set parameters in terms of where knees and ankles need to live. Okay, so again, the same setup, feet shoulder width apart, soft knees, but this time we can get a sense of those knees coming wider than your ankles. Okay, pause there, get comfortable. And then now we're going to do that same movement again with your small steps out to the side. Okay, good. Stop there. Give that back a bit of a break. And then I'll get you to go again for me. Okay. Knees wider than ankles. Excellent. So for this particular exercise, this is where we want to go to burn. So what I mean by burn is really fatiguing the muscles at the back of the hip there. Good. Where are you starting to feel that, Jen?
Right on the outside.
Perfect. Okay. Right, I'll get you to take that THERABAND off. That's yours. You can go home with that.
Thanks.
Excellent. Okay, so our next exercise that we're going to do is some single leg stuff. So it's sort of in two parts, this one. So we're going to do a single leg squat to start with, and then we'll do some single leg calf raises. Okay. So most important thing for your single leg squat is if you're standing here, a lot of people we find really have poor balance. So be close to a bench or use a stick. Yeah. So we want that in the opposite hand. So if you don't have a stick at home, use the wall. Okay. So what I'll get you doing, if you're facing that way, standing on your left leg. Good. And I want you to think almost like you're trying to sit down. Good. And then back up. So again, we're not worried about speed at this stage. We really want to try and get that movement going in and around the hip. And a good idea is that tracking of that knees over toes. Excellent. Can you go two more for me there, please, Jenna? Good. And again. Excellent. Feels okay?
Yeah.
Good. So that's a nice progression to single leg stuff. And then again, we do both sides and we're aiming for at least 8 reps. Okay? I'll take that off here.
Thank you.
And now we're going to progress to a single leg calf raise.
Yeah.
Okay? So for this one, I think we can go straight to a step. Okay? So what I'll get you doing here, you can hold on to the bench here. And then we're just trying to get that balance in and around the back of the leg. And we're going to drop that heel below that neutral position there.
Okay.
Okay? Can you show me that one? Good. We're making toes pointing straight ahead. We don't want to be rotating. That's good. How does that feel? Yeah.
Good.
Good. No issues there?
No
Good.
issues.
So this one is a nice one to progress into a little bit of speed. So once you've got that position of your foot up and down tracking well, this is when we can start to work on a bit more of that power and speed.
Okay.
And it's not just for snowboarding, this exercise. You know, you're running, hopping, netball, basketball, whatever it may be, we need strong calves to lead it.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, I'll get you to have a stand off for me there. So our last exercise today is we're going to do some step ups. Okay?
Okay.
So start small at home, and it's good for both sides. So one side's the stabilizing leg, and the
Yeah.
other side is that moving leg. Okay? So what I'll get you doing, right leg's going to stay still, and we're just going to work on this left leg coming up like that. Yep. So we're trying to get the muscles at the back of the hips strong. Okay. So your turn. And this is a bit of an accumulation of exercises in terms of your single leg dip, your balance, and getting that rotation stable at your lower back and hips. Okay, and I'll get your swap sides, Joe. Feels okay?
Yeah, feels good.
Good. Okay, you can stop there. How do you feel?
Strong.
Good. Okay. So again, that's just a starting point today, guys, to get into your snowboarding. But start all exercises slowly, and technique is important for every single one that we went through today. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.